remember sometimes we went to a village, in Benue State, and we have to cross River Niger and River Benue on a boat that was leaking in the night, and none of us could swim.
Sir, can you briefly share with us your call to ministry experience?
In 2011, to be precise, it's 2011, I had a very strange encounter, I would say. I've been born again since 1996, but in 2011, I had a strange encounter. I had a voice from heaven, and the Lord spoke to me and said, I've called you to prophetic ministry, and you have been anointed to be a prophet of the nations, and that I've separated you from your mother's womb as a prophet of the nations. I've consecrated you, and I've anointed you. And he referred me to the book of Jeremiah chapter 1, which has become part of my life today. I would say that was the beginning. And journey from there, I began to see myself preaching the gospel, going for all kind of meetings, was involved in many church activities. And of course, I was part of the first set of executive for New Covenant Church Youth Church later. I was part of the first set of executives. And I rose to become the assistant pastor, the youth pastor. The experience was awesome. I remember sometimes we went to a village, in Benue State, and we have to cross River Niger and River Benue on a boat that was leaking in the night, and none of us could swim. That's just one of the experiences I remember working with youth. And in 2009, my discipler called me, and one other person I said, he told me that New Covenant Church should have campus fellowship ministry. And he said, he told me that we should anchor it, but we should go and pray about it. So we went to pray about it, and we came back, and I said, yes, I believe this is the time we should go for it. So, started 2009, it wasn't easy, but God was making it easy for us. We were traveling everywhere, from one campus to another, traveling always on the road. There was no weekend I will not be on the road. That somebody changed my name and said, your name is not Taiwan Jala. It was everywhere. And we thank God to the glory of God. What started like a play, 2009, today we have over 50 campus services in a day. Wow. This is 2013. 2021. We felt led. The Lord wanted us to start a full church that will be youth driven. And of course, before that time, 7 years ago, the Lord has shown me that we are going to have a center that will be youth based. I didn't know how that will happen. I allowed God to work it out for me. And in 2021, my disciple called me again and said, what is the Lord telling you about having a center? I said, the Lord has already spoken. I said, yes. I said, yes, he has spoken to me 7 years ago. And you have a youth center. You have a center for our own. So he said, okay, I'll look for a place you can use. And that's how we are here. We got this place. We are the first person that will use this place. Has never been used by anyone. And to the glory of God, everything started small, but God was faithful. Start bringing people, start providing for us, making people interested in what we do. And today, we are here. And from here, exactly a year after 2022, the Lord led us again to just replicate this kind of thing in town called Moro, just 15 minutes drive away from the lake. we obeyed. We went tomorrow, started this. We went to the palace to see the king, and fortunately we met the queen, and he happened to be a convert of Brother Paul. She gave her life to Christ when she was in New Covenant Church in Samuel, and we became a family. And cut the long story short, we were given an acre of land in Moro to build a center. And currently we are working on that. I think so far so good. That is what I would say about the ministry experience.
Wow. That actually have answered quite a number of our questions. I wish we will be begging some questions. I'm moving to the next question, which challenges of ministry as a youth and as a family master. I believe with your wealth of experience in ministry, you must have faced some challenges as a youth. Then you are married already, and as a married person, the challenges, can you just share the challenges as a youth, then as a family man with us briefly?
Okay. As a youth, because I started the ministry before I got married, 2012. So as a youth, the challenge has always been, for me, I have no challenge because I have given everything up to Jesus. And sincerely, I was ready to die for what I believe. So I didn't consider anything as a challenge. I see them as stepping stones for me. I'm not saying I don't give up, and you cannot stop me. And I just remain unstoppable. And you can't discourage me. Because once I made up my mind, I made up my mind. It doesn't matter what you say, it doesn't change me. But when not the challenge as it were, when you now get married, you now have commitment here and there, bit distraction, because you have to care for your wife, care for your children and all that. But all the same, I would say that my wife, being an understanding wife, she knew what I'm called her to do. Just before we got married, I told her this is my journey. This is how it's going to look. It will not be funny. It will not be sweet. You may not have money. But this, I know God will take care of you. And she accepted it. She believed it. And of course, God has been faithful, in doing that. So, put it together, or in summary, I would say that my family is part of the ministry. We be together now. We journey together. And in fact, I would say that now is more interesting. I think now that I'm married, I've even done some fasting I did not do when I was single. So it's now more interesting. And I will not call it a challenge. I will call it a change for good.
Thank you, sir. Okay, lastly, before we wrap up the show today, because before we wrap up, I'd like to inform you that this is the show called My Pastor and I, where we'll be having our pastors on your screen, sharing the word of God with you, and you'll be getting impacted by the knowledge of truths. Sam, I would like you to just give an advice to youth in ministry or someone that is hearing the voice of God to go into ministry, but feeling kind of reluctant to go into ministry. What would be your advice for someone like that, sir?
Okay, thank you very much. My advice to young people that want to go into ministry, number one, please get it right. Make sure it is the Lord that has called you. Hear clearly from the Lord. There are many voices in this world. If you hear your own voice, your parents' voice, your friend's voice, even your enemy's voice, and you will hear Satan's voice. You must be able to clear what is the voice of God. Okay? You must have it, you must know it, you must be able to discern what the will of God, what the voice of the Lord, because that is going to be your asset. And that is going to lead you and guide you all the way through, when it is sweet, when it is sour, when it is hard, when it is easy, when it is not easy. It is that voice that will continually guide you. There's so many distractions. There's so many obstacles. But I tell you, if you hear the voice of the Lord continually, the psalmist says, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. The reason why that man will never lack anything is because the Lord is his shepherd. As long as the Lord is his shepherd, as long as the Lord is the one leading him, he will never miss it. He will never miss opportunities. He will always be at the right place at the right time. So what will work for you is your ability to, first of all, before you set out, get it right. How does God speak to me? And your relationship with God must be solid. Please, get it right before you move out. Because when you step out, sometimes there will be wind, sometimes there will be storm, sometimes there will be chaos, sometimes there will be trouble. But I tell you, if you know who you are, if you know who has sent you, the Brother Paul said, I know whom I believe. I know whom I have believed. That is able to keep that faith and commit himself even against that day. You must know whom you believe. The Bible says those who know their God, they will be strong and they will do exploit. Do your own work properly. Get to know God. The game is about those who know their God, not those who know their church. You know your God, not your pastor. Know God. Personal encounter, personal experience, personal relationship. Oh, when David faced Goliath, he was not talking about how Saul went to war in 2000 and something and won. No. He was talking about his own experience. He was talking about what he had. He was going to use what he has. He's not going, in fact, the time they wanted to borrow his Saul hammer, he said, I'm not used to this. He had to take it up. He used what he is used to. What are you used to? How has God been using you? What has God used you to do? Before you step out into the public space, please maximize your private space and in your secret place. And the Lord bless you.
Thank you, sir. Before you step out to your public space, maximize your private space. On this point, we'll be drawing the curtain for today's show, and we'll be looking forward to meet you next time as we have our Father in the Lord sharing the word of God with us again. Have a blessed day.